Welcome back to TMZ Live, and I know we are all looking forward to 2021, but we got to remember the pandemic is still coming with us into 2021, and there have been a lot of mental health crises for, uh, you know, scores of people, dozens of different groups who've been dealing with this. But there's a new resource for men in particular. Um, and you may say, well, why single out men? I mean, everyone is going through this. There are some really staggering numbers about what men are going through with mental health through all of this. And I did not realize this, but that 75% of suicides are committed by men. And most men don't have people that they can turn, that a friend, close enough friend, that they can share their mental health issues.
Well, they don't share it with
And they
friends.
don't
And as a
do
matter
it.
of fact, they've done these studies, Charles, where they've talked to men and they say, who can you really confide in? How many friends do you have you could confide in and talk about your feelings? And it ranges from one to none. So
Yeah.
this is a really desperate situation because a lot of men feel showing emotion is a sign of weakness, which it is not, but it's the way a lot of people are brought up. So, enter Addison, Charles.
Yes, Addison Brasil has created something. It's called the Tether app, and it is an incredible resource for men. So, without further ado, let's bring him in to talk about how this works. Addison, welcome to TMZ Live.
Hey, Addison.
Hey guys, thank you for having me.
So let's start out, Addison. Describe what this app is and how it functions.
Yeah, for sure. So Tether is a mental health and well-being app that's downloadable on the App Store. And essentially what we're focusing on doing is bringing purpose and meaning to guys' lives through peer programming, community, and above all else, 24/7 access to support to other guys who get it. This is all in an effort to change the face of masculinity and let guys know that struggling doesn't make you less of a man, it just makes you human.
So, once you get on the app, are there scheduled support group Are these like virtual meetings where you're going to see someone, or is it all just done anonymously, like in a chat?
That's been part of the fun of my job. So, I lost my brother to cancer. I found my dad after his suicide, and I was in a very bad accident where I had to relearn to walk and sort of really, really focus on my mental health. And I noticed in that time, and my co-founders who also went through mental health issues, noticed in that time that because our struggles were so visible, we had these guys sort of secretly coming to us and wanting to talk to us about it. So the fun of my job heading brand and impact is figuring out what the barriers are and figuring out ways for guys to just start a conversation, to just start to get involved and really to build a community. So for some guys, that's doing our one-word check-ins on Mondays. Some guys jump in on Tuesday night Zoom calls and do more of a support group with their peers. We have monthly events, all calls for any Tether member. Last month we had Zach Williams, Robin Williams' son, come on and talk about his struggle with mental health and sobriety, and of course, going through the loss of his father.
So, I'm curious about getting a group together. Let's just say it's 30 people you get on in one of the meetings. All of these people are inhibited from revealing their feelings. So how do you break the ice on something like this when you've got 30 people, all of whom have emotions that they haven't let out? And because none of them have let it out, how do they figure out how to do it?
So here's the thing, Harvey. I mean, the way we've realized, the research backs it, it's modeled by another man and it's through experience. So why don't you guys both take a deep breath right now and just tell me in one word how you're actually feeling right now?
Defeated.
Anxious.
I hear you. And see, just like that, we have an entry point. And it wouldn't be right if I didn't do it too. Yeah, I'm on TMZ. I'm a little nervous, I'm a little nervous, and that's totally cool to say that. And so it's not always this deep, big share of your deepest, darkest moment. I mean, Tether's for everyday life, and I don't want to leave out all the celebrating that happens in there. It's not a crisis resource. It's an everyday stability that you can come to, and already it's a safe space.
Addison, what are they saying? I mean, I'm really curious about what are the common discussions? I mean, I'm assuming that the pandemic, the isolation,
depression,
there are
right?
things, yeah, people talk about.
Addiction.
What are the common threads here?
Of course, the everyday anxiety and depression that men deal with. I mean, pre-pandemic, 75% of men were saying that they had stress, anxiety, or depression. That's pre-pandemic. So, in this, there's a lot of talk of loneliness. There's a lot of talk of struggle, and there's a lot of men in there who are just at that point in their life where they don't know what they want to do next, and they don't feel like they have purpose and meaning. And there's a lot of discussion around that. But there's no boundaries. I mean, guys are sharing, like, it's so cool. I mean, sexual health issues, depression, suicidal behavior, any of that is happening. And really, we're not a crisis resources. We're just other guys that are able to say, hey, we're here before, during, and after whatever you're going to do with mental health professionals, but we're here. And that didn't exist for me when I was going through those traumas I mentioned earlier, and it didn't exist for our co-founders, Matt Zerker and Burke White, when they were going through their mental health issues in their 20s. So we're just making sure that exists now.
Well, look, I got to say, Addison, boy, this came along at the right time. And what you're doing is so great. I mean, we really wanted to have you on. I did a show with Addison a couple of days ago, and I was so impressed. We just really wanted to get him on TMZ Live. This is
Important,
really,
it's an
really
important
great
resource.
thing you're doing.
That is
really great thing.
It's not overstating to say that it's saving lives. So, Addison, thank you so much for being with us. And people, anyone out there, if you feel you need this, there it is. Tethr'd.
We got to spell it. We got to spell it because it's not spelled like tether. Do it, Addison.
TETHR. And yeah, we're launching our Tether pods in January. Get bonded with a group of 5 guys, and just don't do it alone. There's no reason to do it alone. All right. So physical distance, but do not social distance. It's detrimental to your health. We're here for you.
Well said.
Happy New Year, Addison. You're doing great work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.